Picture this. It's 1988. The internet is a quiet academic neighborhood, digital village with only about 60,000 computers connected. Nobody locks their digital doors because, well, everyone knows each other. But on the evening of November 2nd, a digital storm was brewing, one that would change the internet forever. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Wild But True with Malcolm Walker. This is the story of the Morris worm, the internet's first major plague, and it all started with a brilliant, but perhaps a bit reckless, graduate student at Cornell University named Robert Tappan Morris. Morris wanted to do something that had never been done before. He wanted to map the size of the internet. To do this, he created a clever piece of code, a worm, designed to travel from computer to computer, just counting them.
Ow.
It was supposed to be a harmless experiment. Morris even programmed it to be slow and cautious, to avoid causing any trouble. He intended for it to ask each computer if it was already infected. If the answer was yes, it would move on. But here's where things went wrong. Worried that system administrators might try to trick his worm by making their computers say yes, even when they were uninfected, he added a little tweak. He programmed the worm to reinfect a computer 1 out of every 7 times, just to be sure. This small change had catastrophic consequences. The worm wasn't just spreading, it was replicating uncontrollably. A computer would get infected, then infected again and again and again. Each new copy of the worm would slow the machine down until it ground to a complete halt, clogged with its own digital duplicates. The infection was spreading far faster than Maurice ever imagined. He released the worm from a computer at MIT, hoping to cover his tracks. But as he watched the chaos unfold, he knew he had made a terrible mistake. He tried to send an anonymous email with instructions on how to stop the worm, but by then it was too late. The very network he needed to send the message was already crippled by his creation. Within 24 hours, the Morris worm had infected an estimated 6,000 computers. Now, that might not sound like a lot today, but back then, it was a staggering 10% of the entire internet. Major universities, government labs, and military sites were knocked offline. The digital world was in a state of panic. It took a team of the country's best programmers, working non-stop for days, to finally dissect the worm's code and develop a fix. The financial damage was estimated to be anywhere from thousands to millions of dollars in lost computer time and cleanup efforts. But the real impact was psychological. The internet's age of innocence was over. The community realized that their open, trusting network was incredibly vulnerable. In the aftermath, Robert Tappan Morris was caught. He became the first person ever convicted under the newly minted 1986 Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. He was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 400 hours of community service, and a fine of over $10,000. But the legacy of the Morris worm extends far beyond one man's conviction. This event was a massive wake-up call. It directly led to the creation of the very first Computer Emergency Response Team, or SAT. This became the model for cybersecurity incident response teams all over the world. The Morris worm essentially gave birth to the entire field of modern cybersecurity as we know it. Every firewall, every antivirus program, every security patch we use today owes a small debt to that chaotic day in 1988, when a simple experiment went horribly wrong and taught the world a crucial lesson about the double-edged sword of a connected world. So the next time you update your antivirus software, remember the Morris worm? That's a fascinating piece of internet history that reminds us why we started locking our digital doors in the first place. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the history of technology. See you in the next video.